think I am live, and the chat is sideways for me. I'm going to try rotating this. I don't know if that's going to mess things up for you people. I'm doing this differently than I've done in the past because I had computer troubles. Surprise, surprise. If the orientation of this framing is weird, let me know, and we will switch back. Let's see who's here. Player Piano Time says hello. Hi. And again, I hope this is oriented correctly. Never done this on my phone before. We're going to see how it goes. Daniel says, hi, Nate. Hi, Daniel. Thank you for being here. I'm sorry, you're also getting a mirror image. This is not a Russian film, even though it kind of looks like it. Again, mirror image in the camera here. This is Buster Keaton's The Goat from 1921. And our mission today is to choose from my library of picture rolls, hopefully enough music to underscore this in a way that makes sense. And then eventually I will put together a routine and play those rolls with the Style 15 photo player that's out in my shop along with this film. But this is one of the first steps in this process. And I want to say thank you to Greg, Eric, and Michael. They each helped me acquire a bunch of picture rolls and add to my library. So thank you, each of the three of you, for helping me out with that. These picture rolls are quite hard to come by, and these were cut specifically for silent films. I know you're getting a mirror image, so I'm sorry. Here's just an example. This is the Lilac, the Birth of a Nation theme. I don't think we'll be using this for this film, but it's just one example. And if anyone knows how to switch out of mirror image mode, let me know. Again, this is new to me. Modern tech is not my thing. I definitely prefer the older stuff that doesn't have as much of a mind of its own. Smartphone, not a smart user. So I think we're just going to dive into it here. Again, this is Buster Keaton's The Goat. I hope you guys can see it okay, and hopefully it gets the point across here. And we'll just go through this scene by scene, and I'll start guessing at rolls that we'll see if they make sense or not. Along Millionaire's Row. City Bread Station, free bread. We got a bread line here. And if I need to move the camera closer, let me know. I can certainly do that. I know I'm trying to fit a lot in here in one frame. So there's Buster. He's in the bread line, or thinks he is. Okay, so I think for this scene we need something kind of innocent, something menial, so to speak. Something that kind of is dragging on, but is also lighthearted. So this film's over 21 minutes long, so I think we're just going to throw a roll on the piano, play this first part of the scene again, and see what happens. I'm also checking in who else is here. Mark Tooby says, hi, Nate. The image is correct on our side. Thanks, Mark. Brad says the chat is in the front of the screen. I don't know if that's bad. If it's in the way, I can try pressing buttons on here and seeing what happens. But again, this is my first time doing it on the phone. All right, let's try a roll. Here's one called the Jolly Trotters. Again, I don't know if it's mirrored for you or not. This is, I believe, one I got from Michael. Thank you. So we'll throw this in the piano. This is a 1917 auto piano that I revived a few years ago, and is kind of my working piano, so to speak. office piano, if you will, in my house. This roll might have some tracking issues. We'll just have to work through that. All right, bear with me. Fire in the hole. I'm liking it so far. Feel free to weigh in on the comments. Also, let me know how the volume is. If anything, usually player pianos are too loud, but let me know if we need to make it any louder. Probably not. I think this one fits so far, so I'm just going to keep going. You'll see I started out fast. Tempo has a huge role in how we perceive the music, so I slowed it down, and that felt a lot better. But we'll just keep playing this and see how it goes. I think that works. So that was the Jolly Trotters. That covers that first scene. Now again, I'm sorry, I don't know if this is mirrored for you guys or not, but the next scene, Deadshot Dan shows up. A highly intelligent and kindly faced murderer is to be photographed for the Rogues Gallery. So I'll play the scene, and I know this is definitely going to call for a change of music. And again, feel free to weigh in. Seems like a few other people agree with that first roll, so thank you. We'll keep that. Hi, Greg. Thank you for being here. So this is our murderer, and I guess he's getting his mugshot taken, from the best I can tell. And Buster's moping around in the background, and spoilers, ends up getting Buster's picture taken for the mugshot, and the convict escapes. So we need to find something to underscore that. I think something kind of sinister, but not too aggressive. We'll just start with one here. This might be too heavy. This is Gruesome Mysterioso. Let's try it and just see what happens. Yeah, it might be a little too heavy, but we'll see. We'll see. I don't like it. It's, well, I could try upping the tempo. That's a good idea. We'll try it one more time. A little a little more up tempo. That's a good idea, Daniel. But I think it's a little too heavy, and especially it's not going to give us anywhere to build to anywhere later in the film. But let's try it a little faster, just for the heck of it. Now, no, I think that's too much. So my rolls are in no particular order here. And I'm sorry you can't see them, but we can try March of the Spooks. Now, I'm assuming they mean ghosts or spirits when they say that. At least that's what I'm telling myself that. Let's try this roll. We'll back up. I don't think that roll we just tried was a good fit. So this is March of the Spooks. Feel free to weigh in. I think that's actually a good fit. And Daniel says it's better than the other one. Colin, or CJ, excuse me, says that's better. I agree. I think that's a good fit. I shouldn't be rewinding it, but I am. I did want to say that this March of the Spooks, this is a roll that I actually got from a customer. I was at a customer's house working on their player piano and happened to notice that they had this picture roll in their collection of 88 note rolls for their home player piano. And I usually don't feel comfortable doing this, but since I kind of knew them and had some history with them, I asked to buy the roll, and they were happy to trade it, which was very, very nice of them, because it's kind of rare to find these picture rolls out in the wild. Greg suggests play a lighthearted waltz. That would be ironic, but I think I'm going to stick with this one for now, but there's probably going to be chances for ironic waltzes later on. So, again, I should have rewound it, but I did. I'll kind of get back to where we were, and we'll keep playing and see if it fits with the rest of the scene. Okay, we're definitely going to need a change of role here. So what just happened in that last scene is this murderer easily escaped from his mugshot session. And again, Buster's photo got taken for the mugshot. Buster doesn't realize that. But watching ahead, I know that this is a totally different scene as far as the spirit of it. So we'll play it, and I'll start looking at roles here. So guy finds a lucky horseshoe, and then next few steps, after finding the lucky horseshoe, he finds this wallet full of money. And Buster's feeling down on his luck, so he goes to look for the horseshoe that the guy found. So we need something comedic here. And maybe this would be a good chance for an ironic waltz. Someone's asking me for the cascades, and I don't have that. Sorry. But let's try to find a waltz. That's a good idea. Let's see. Here we go. This is Air Day Ballet. I believe I used this in the Christmas film we did Il Natale di Creatinetti. I'm probably still butchering that. Now, generally in a movie theater, you wouldn't want to reuse roles, especially one film right after another, because your audience would get bored of that. But we're going to try it anyway here. All right, I'm going to back it up. Okay, lighthearted, possibly ironic waltz. Let's see. That's good. Yeah, I think this is a good fit. I know I just used this one for a film, but I think this just fits so well. And frankly, I have no desire to go back to that film, that Il Natale di Creatinetti, again. So I think we're going to use this role here. It fits so well. So now we have to decide when to switch out of this role. I think it still matches what's going on pretty well. So I'll keep playing, and we'll see where we have to stop and switch roles. Now, when you're working with a photo player and kind of setting up your film, there's feature creep at the beginning. I always want to use as many roles as possible, but when you're operating the photo player, your hands are busy. So really it's to your advantage in a way to try to use as few roles as possible. But again, we're going to see when we have to change this role out, but we'll keep playing because I think it's still a good fit. I think it's still a good fit. I think we'll keep going. Now, I got to stop and say, I don't know if you noticed that glissando down, kind of a glissando. I hope I'm getting that right. It really synced up well with when the officers fell down. That'll probably never happen again, but some of the themes and the moods of this role and the song really fit well with what's going on. So it's fun when the music really works for you like that. I think we're going to keep going. Again, feel free to weigh in the comments. I appreciate people being here and weighing in. That's really, really cool. Thank you, guys. Now, so I don't know if you caught that the officers are chasing him. The train goes by. The officers get blocked. He kind of escapes, and now in my mind, there's a bit of a change of his mood. He's not being chased actively. So the question is, do we change the role or do we just change the tempo? So we're gonna keep going with the scene. I'll slow the tempo down, see if that fits, or see if we feel we need to change the role. Okay, sometimes the role answers it for you. Greg said slow the tempo down even more. I think that's a good idea, but I don't know if you noticed, I just ran out of paper there, and I know this scene keeps going, so that makes me nervous when that happens. So I think what we might do is try finding a different role for this moment when he's just standing at the light lamppost. See if we can find a role that fits, and then maybe when he's being chased again, switch back to this role and restart it so we don't run out of paper. So I think we'll try to find a role for that scene. I know it's a quick little scene, but we'll see what we have. Let's see. Probably not March of the Dwarfs. Maybe something a little more neutral. Let's see. Probably not The World is a Beautiful Song. Probably not The Vampire. Probably not Withered Flowers. Let's see. Now I've got a bunch of rolls on my living room floor in boxes behind the camera. I'm going to go see what I can find over there. Let's try this one. Now, I'm not sure how to pronounce that. It's pastoral or pastorale. I'm not going to play 12th Street Rag. I'm sorry, player piano time. Not yet. There is always a time for 12th Street Rag, and it's not yet. Sorry. Okay, let's try this. So, he's being chased. The train blocks them. Now he's no longer being pursued. I don't think so. Let's speed it up. I don't think so, but I'm going to speed it up. I don't think so. It's a little too lighthearted. So I'll try one more, and then we might have to go back to the idea of slowing the tempo down on this Air Day Ballet and seeing if we can get through. It's always a little dicey on shorter rolls like that, because the last thing I want is to run out of paper and then the scene is still going. Yeah, I agree, Mark. That roll was too pretty. So maybe, let's see. Maybe another waltz. Oh, look what I found. 12th Street Rag, but not yet. That's funny. Oh, let's try this one. Oh, this is one of my first picture rolls that kind of started it all for me. This is a Mermaid Honeymoon. It is neutral and light, but with the march tempo. see what a mermaid honeymoon does. Folks in the front row, you might get wet. Let's see. Okay. I think this is a good fit. I think that's a good fit for that. And then we cut back to the same frame, the same scene where the officers were blocked by the train. I think that's where we'll switch back to Air de Ballet. But yeah, I think this is a good little song for that lamppost scene. Greg says, "Mermaid's honeymoon sounds a bit fishy." You're not wrong, Greg. That's funny. Okay, so back to Air de Ballet. Now I'm just going to start this roll over since I'll have time to rewind it completely during that lamppost scene. Now I should say, for those who aren't familiar, I'll be playing this with the movie on a Fotoplayer eventually, and the great thing about the American Fotoplayer that I'll be using is it actually has two spool boxes, one on top of another, a duplex spool frame, or spool box they call it, so that while one roll is playing, the other one can be rewinding, or I can be queuing up another roll. Daniel asks about the vampire. Maybe we'll save that one for Halloween. Sorry, I'm tempted to play it, but not yet. Okay, so back to Air de Ballet. The cops have made it past the train, and the chase is on. Now, that's interesting. So we see a little bit more of the cops chasing, but then we also go into this scene. So he traps the cops in this moving truck. They're hauled off. Then he sees this scene of this random woman apparently on the street, and the stranger trips over her little dog. And I don't think that music fits here at all. There's the whole different feeling going on here. Oh boy. And Buster intervenes and gets punched. So I'll play the scene again with the music we've got queued up. I don't think it fits. Let me know what you think. Yeah, and Daniel says, "Poor dog." If you watch the dog closely, it really does get swung around. It is really sad to watch that. And the music doesn't make it any less painful. Yeah, I think we need to change the music again. This is good chase music, but this isn't a chase that's happening. It's this kind of tussle in the streets here. So I think this calls for Mustache twirling music. Maybe we need some mustache twirling music. No, I think we need to change roles now. Let's see. Probably not the vampire. Probably not 12th Street Rag. Sorry. Something neutral. I know I say that a lot. Let's see. Probably not dancing nymphs. Let's see. Maybe, I don't know, Dizzy Fingers? No. Let's see. Don't even know how to pronounce this one. I'm going to call it Parrot. It's not Parrot. Pierrot. If someone can read that and help me pronounce it somehow in the comments, that'd be great. Let's try this one with this scene where Buster witnesses this animal abuse and this woman get harassed by this stranger who, through his own carelessness, creates an awkward situation. All right, so the cops have just gotten hauled off. And change roles, right there, more or less. Right, come on, right there. Oh. Oops. I think this one actually fits pretty well here. So we'll play it one more time. I know I had some issues with the roll, and it was probably more of a pebcack situation of me not putting the roll in properly. But let's try that roll one more time for this little scene with the dog and the strangers here. Oh, the roll is kind of, I think it got wet, and I think the roll is technically cockled at the beginning, and that's why it's pulling away from the track bar and playing those extra notes. We'll see if it does it again. I might need to iron that one out, as well as my entire routine. Oops. I think it's a good fit. Yeah, I think we'll go with that one. Yes, the roll definitely needs some repair, and I will get to that. But I think that's a good fit for that little scene. And now the cops are back, so we would switch back to that Air Day Ballet roll. I'm already getting all the rolls mixed up here. That's the nice thing about doing a live stream is this will be recorded and posted to YouTube, mistakes and all, and I can go back and review it. But this is back to Air Day Ballet. I believe this is the one that we were playing during the chase. So for anyone who's just joining us, thank you for being here. These are all picture rolls. I haven't counted how many are in my library here, but about 200. I generally don't fix them until I'm going to use them for a movie. So once we get through this, I will have a an evening or two of repairing all the rolls and getting them up to snuff before I put them through the photo player. All right, back to the cops. Let's see. We'll just watch the scene and see what happens. Yeah, more chasing. We'll go for it. Okay, I think that fits. Blake asks, how do you fix old rolls that are ripped or torn? The best thing to do is, if you can find a clean table, a long table, and roll them out, not entirely, but at least to get to the damaged sections. And then the purists use what's called archival tape. I don't know the specific brand name off the top of my head, but it's an acid-free tape, which is the best thing to use because it doesn't have any harsh chemicals in the adhesive that are going to eat away at the roll. Sometimes rolls are so bad you have to graft in new pieces of paper or new leaders or things like that. Surprisingly and thankfully, the rolls we've been using have not been that bad, at least the parts that we've played. Eli asks, will you post the photo player playing these rolls? Yes, I will. That'll be, well, this is one of the first steps in that process is choosing the rolls. But yeah, I think that worked. Let's watch this next scene. This is a really iconic moment. This scene of the train speeding up to the camera and this close-up on Buster's face. It's really, really an iconic image. And what they actually did for that scene is they parked the tripod on the tracks with facing the train and Buster there, and then they actually backed the train up and then played the footage in reverse so that they didn't risk hitting the camera because, of course, trains can't stop on a dime. But a really, really iconic scene. And we'll watch this. This is, he thinks he's escaped at this point, or maybe he has. I actually can't remember. He lights the cigarette on the smoke box of the engine. That is, I think it's called the smoke box anyway. That is really, really cool. And the engineer sees that as all the cars are gone because Buster uncoupled them. I don't think the chase music makes sense here. I'm going to play it. So the chase music makes sense here. He's escaping the cops. Yeah, I think I'm going to change roles there. We've heard the song quite a bit, and I might go back to that song we used quickly for the lamppost. El Mundo, I can't read the rest of your username, but El Mundo asks, how did I find the photo player? And the photo player I'll be playing these on, the Style 15 American Fotoplayer, is one of the many reasons that I should never go on eBay. So I found it on eBay a few years ago. Okay, so back to this iconic scene. So chase music here. Then we have this blackout showing the passage of time. Oh, here we go. So he's escaping the cops. We've got a blackout. To me, that shows the passage of time. And he's also moved up to the front of the train, up to the engine here. And that also shows a passage of time. So to me, I think that warrants a role change. I think we'll go back to the music we used for the lamppost. Oh no, this wasn't for the lamppost. Oops, wrong roll. This is Pierrot. This is actually, I think, see, I'm getting mixed up. I should take notes. I think this is the roll we were going to use for that when the dog gets tripped on. Okay, back to Mermaid Honeymoon. I think this was the roll I used during the lamppost scene. Either way, we're going to play it and see what it does. Or choose an entirely new role. Yeah, I don't think a march makes sense there. Couple people asked about moving the photo player, or at least Blake asked about moving the photo player. My friend Steve Meisner was very helpful in that. We drove down to Chicago from Minneapolis and moved the photo player in about a day. Thankfully, the piano is separate from the instrument cabinet in the photo player, so it's two separate units. But the piano itself still weighs probably about 1,000 pounds. But there were 3 of us there doing it, and the previous owner helped load it too, which is very nice. So I think, again, this train scene, we need a different role, something, I know I keep saying it, but something very neutral. Maybe that pastorale that someone thought was too pretty. Daniel asked about a foxtrot. I've got foxtrots, but I don't think we're there. I don't think we're there yet. I don't think this calls for it. Yes, El Mundo said maybe a slow, calm roll. Let's see what this one does. And we've heard it previously. We're not going to use it yet, but maybe this is the right time. No, not at all. I should have known. This is an interesting scene because there's a lot going on. Buster's escaped, and he probably knows he's escaped. But as usual, his expression is rather solemn. So yeah, a lot of people are saying no to this role. We'll try something else. Let's see. Probably not 12th Street Rag. Probably not a funeral march. Probably not erotic with a K. It's not time for that yet. Maybe in the second act. Let's see. Let's try At Sunset. El Mundo asked, Nate, do you know someone called Joe Renato? Yes, I do know Joe. He's been very helpful in all of my photo player endeavors, and had the pleasure of meeting him a couple times. And of course, is the reason I know that photo players even exist. So I blame Joe for all this. In a good way. All right, this roll is called At Sunset. I don't know if you can see very well. It looks like it's experiencing its own sunset. It's in pretty bad shape, but I'm able to cue it up. Let's try this roll for this scene. I think that's good. That's a good fit. I think that's perfect, and it seems like folks in the comments like it as well. Awesome. Again, I don't know if this is a mirror image for you guys, but it says the news of Deadshot Dan's escape had already reached another town. So I'm going to keep playing this. We'll see if this music makes sense for this next scene. I don't think so. I didn't try speeding it up. I always forget to do that. But I don't think so. So again, to recap, now Buster's in a whole new town, but folks already know that there's a killer on the loose. Blake said more surprising music for this. That's a good idea. Let's see what I've got. Probably not drunk, soused spree. Ooh. Poochie is weighing in. I don't think so. Sorry about that. He wanted to play Bow Wow. Not yet, buddy. Let's see. Perhaps this one, another one I can't pronounce. I think it's a me problem. Klavierstück. Anthony suggested a one-step. That is a good idea. This is Klavierstück for fights. We'll see if it's too aggressive for this scene. Let's see. All right, so he's off the train and then to town. CJ said this one works, and Daniel said up the tempo. Yeah, I think this one fits. I'm going to do just that. I will keep going in the scene, and I will up the tempo. So he sees the poster where he's wanted, and he's having a flashback to the scene, and you'll see it. He thinks he killed this guy. I'm actually gonna this is a good point to pause for a little intermission. I'm gonna take a small break for some personal matters, a potty break, but I think I'll throw a nickel in the Nickelodeon for an intermission, and then we'll come back to this, and you'll get to see perhaps how the pictorials have taken over my living room for this process. So pan over. Here are the roles that we've selected, more or less in order. And this in the background, this is a Nickelodeon that I restored a few years ago. It's a 1927 Western Electric mascot. If you've been watching the Time for Some Change series, we're working on a Quinola. This is the very piano in the background of those videos. So it's a Western Electric mascot. And I'm sorry about the tuning, or maybe lack of tuning on both these instruments. We're going through some seasonal changes right now, as you can see outside. Maybe you can't, but we're getting a blizzard right now. Not that that's necessarily to blame for the pianos, but it doesn't help. So I'm going to throw a nickel in this, and I'll be back in a moment. All right, that was London Blues. I opened it up thinking we could look at the inside and see a little bit of the workings, but I forgot. I've got all the rolls stored. It's in here. It's so nice when there's extra room in the piano to store the rolls for it. For those that don't know, this is a coin piano, an electric piano. Some people call it Nickelodeon, but it's pretty much all automatic, and it has rolls that are quite large compared to a player piano roll. Here's some Fotoplayer rolls. So 10 songs. I hope you can see that. 10 songs on each roll. But back to the movie. My needs have been taken care of. Thanks for your patience. So back to this project. I kind of forgot where we are, but we're just going to go for it. Oh, yeah, he's having the flashback to... He sees himself on the wanted poster, wanted for murder. He's having a flashback to that tussle with that aggressive stranger, and he's wondering if he killed this guy. So we'll play the roll that's in here and see if it fits. Blake asks, "Can I play one of those on a player piano?" I'm guessing you mean the one of those 10-song rolls. No, they only work on the Nickelodeon. Someone asked, "What am I filming on?" It's a potato. Actually, I'm going to have it for dinner later. No, it's my phone. This is as far as the outside the vacuum channel goes. This is it for the tech. This is the computer I do the editing on, and then it's all filmed. If it wasn't obvious, on my phone. Someday, if the channel keeps growing, it'd be neat to get some better equipment. But for now, this is what we've got. El Mundo said on the flashback, what maybe a nostalgic or sad tune would fit. That's a good point. I don't know if I have enough time to do that. I might have to do that with tempo changes, but let's just see. Think of that. So again, I hope you can see it. I know it's not super up close. I think the roll worked for this roll worked for that flashback scene. I think that worked. But then there's this moment behind this billboard. There's these two workers arguing, and there's this title card. "Don't tell me how to mix mortar." I'm sure that's how he said it. And this guy gets pushed into this trough of glue or paint, and he's covered in the white stuff, and then stumbles out right next to Buster, and Buster thinks it's a ghost, And I think this music still works for this scene. Let's keep going and let me know what you think. Yeah, I think it. Yeah, I think that fit, and I'm just running out of paper here. I'm gonna rewind this roll very carefully. It has a quite serious problem. Well, I don't know if I'll be able to show you with how it's rewinding. It's a mess right now. But one of these flanges is actually, yeah, I can't see how that bunched up. That did not roll up nicely at all. That's because one of these flanges is warped. The sides that contact the roll aren't flat anymore, so the flange is kind of wandering, which made a mess of my piano roll here. But thankfully, I didn't shred the roll, so we'll add that to the to-do list for repairs. But now we've got a kind of a new scene after that little ghost scene. Buster bumps into this guy, and we're going to see a lot of this guy. And so I also ran out of paper, so I think it's time for a roll change here. Let's see what happens. So Buster bumps into the guy. Now the guy is on him. The guy's probably seen the wanted poster. And then I believe this is Deadshot Dan. I wasn't watching closely, but we have that little scene with a gun. So this scene is more ominous. It's more somewhat foreboding. Things aren't going well for Buster right now. He scares off that woman. She drops part of her ensemble, which is, I don't know what that is, but it's this furry tube. I don't know, but it's a perfect mustache. So I'm going to back it up. I think it's time for a roll change when he bumps into this guy. Blake said about the spool ends, I could probably buy some QRS roll ends. You certainly can, I believe. I think you can buy new roll ends from QRS. What I do is when I come across piano rolls that are way too far gone to repair or really common, really undesirable for whatever reason, I harvest the spool ends. So I'll have to change spools on this one. So we definitely don't want to be playing at the warped flange. That could shred the roll. El Mundo said a comic drama could fit. Let's see. Here, let's try Chiro. Let's see. It's a hurry, bright chase, comedy general, popular one step. All right. Let's see what this does. So this is after the ghost scene. Right. The question will be when to change it, but I will figure that out later. That's a problem for later. Probably here will be the change, or when he bumps into the guy. Let's start it here. People are saying they liked it, and I liked it at first too. But again, we've got this scene with the guy with the gun. I wonder if this is a little too cheery, but we're gonna keep going. It is a really fun roll. I was hoping for something with a little more sense of being ominous or again something foreboding, but we'll keep going. Let's see. Let me know what you think if this works here. Oh, that bass part is nice. I'm going to stop there. Mark said maybe it needs a minor key. There was that section with that stuff going on the bass end. That was cool. I'm going to try one different roll. I don't have it chosen yet, but let's just try one other one and see. Otherwise, I think this is a good fit. But I'd like something a little darker. Thankfully, none of my rolls are organized at all. But let's just try one other one. So I'll back up to that. I think we would change roles right when he bumps into the guy's potbelly. So let's see what else I have. Something a little more dramatic, like this one. This one's called Hurry. The titles of these roles are either really user-friendly or really not user-friendly. Hurry, but a dramatic fight or battle. So let's try this role for that scene. Now, I really shouldn't play this role. Here's one of those spool ends that they're not looking too good. It should look more like that. But we'll play it anyway. We'll be careful when we rewind it. Blake asked, "Do you think Bye Bye Blues would fit anywhere in this movie?" And I don't know that tune. I'm sorry. Maybe. But this is Hurry. Let's try this. I'm gonna say no. That's too hot right out of the gate. I did try slowing it down, and I just felt too much too quickly. Let's go back to Chiro. I think that one is going to be okay. Because there's still an air of innocence on the Buster's part. Let's try this. That's cool. I think that fits. Oh, Greg's got to go. Thank you, Greg, for being here and for all of your knowledgeable and helpful comments. El Mundo asks, can I make the sound of that bass larger with the Photoplayer's bass drum? Certainly, we can do that when the time comes. Now I'm wondering if we should change roles. I'll back up a little bit. If you noticed, Buster's hiding by this door, and someone comes out of the door. I think it's Deadshot Dan, and shoots at this guy. And this music that we were just playing doesn't quite fit so much. I think, yeah, change. CJ says change with the gunshots, and I agree. So, time for another roll, I think. Now I could go back to Hurry. I don't think it's a good fit. I still think it was too heavy for that, but let's try it because it's here. Let's just see. So this would be Chiro, the role we were just playing up until this point here. Bang. Oh. What do you guys think? I'm kind of on the fence. CJ says it kind of fits, and I agree it kind of fits. I mean, there's some peril, that's very ominous role here, but this is really more comedy that's happening here. So Buster wanders into this hospital to escape and ends up on this. It's either a hospital or a morgue. I didn't catch the title card. Oh, okay, hospital. You'll disturb the patient. And he ends up on this operating table, and the doctor is coming in and wants to operate. And you can see the medical tools here: a carpenter's saw, a brace and bit, a plane. So I don't think this music really fits. Yeah, Mark says it's okay until the hospital section starts. And I agree. And Jonty said, I hope you're keeping these roles in order, and I sure hope I am too. It's a challenge. All right, so we need some more comedy music for the operating table. Maybe, oh boy. I got one called Scalp Dance. You can imagine what that's for. I'll just leave it at that. Oh boy. Probably not Ave Maria. Probably not Dardanella. Let's see. Probably not Silver Threads Among the Gold. How about the mill race? This is the mill race. Light hurry. Let's try this one. Oh no. I need to talk to our curator. It is not the mill race. This is in the wrong box. It's Galloping Furies. And no, it's not Galloping Furries. Okay, dang, that's too bad. But it happens. So not that. Let's see. Not Bowl of Pansies. Not Fire, Fire, Fire. Not. Oh, maybe Dance of the Clowns. This one is translated for me. I'm not even going to try to pronounce that. I should try, but it would be offensive. Dance of the Clowns. Hurry Light. Let's try this for the operating room. This roll is in really good shape. At least out of the gate here. Okay, so I think we'll play the hurry roll up until the point when Buster gets in the hospital. Daniel said too late, and I completely agree. So not that one, not Dance of the Clowns. Now, up until this point, we've chosen all picture rolls. We might stray away from that. Let's try a standard 88-note piano roll and just see what it does. Just completely at random here. Let's just try it. It's a Pippin, just for fun. Sometimes you get really lucky and they make sense. So again, I think we'll change roles sometime around when he enters this hospital. And for anyone wondering, this is a Conrise music roll. It's guaranteed in every detail, musical quality, and mechanical efficiency. Thank goodness. I think we got really lucky with that. Again, this is just a random 88-note piano roll. I generally keep all my picture rolls separate from the home player piano rolls, but I do have a box home player piano rolls that I'm normally not interested in playing just for my own enjoyment, but roles that I felt would be good for movies. So again, not a picture roll, but this one seems to fit pretty well. Again, now the question is, when do we change it? I think it's good up to this point. We'll keep watching here, and we'll just keep playing the role and seeing what's happening. Christian says, I have a quick unrelated question, if that's okay. That's okay. Fire away. While you ask and type, I'm going to keep playing. Okay, so I think we're going to have to change roles here. He's no longer being chased, and we'll watch this scene. And tell me what you guys think. I'm going to start looking for roles because I've watched ahead, but I think it'll be time to change roles here. Because this scene, you can already tell, is a little bit slower. So he's on this clay model, and it starts melting under his weight. Definitely. Oh boy. Let's try. I'm going to try another home player piano roll. Yeah, let's back it up to the scene. It's always good to change at title cards, or those are always a good point to change. This one is called the Inner Circle Toddle. Someone asked about piano hammers. I use Abel or Abel hammers just because it's what I was taught to use by one of my mentors, and they've just worked for me. I haven't tried enough different hammers to be particular. You're listening to Abel or Abel hammers in this piano. The Nickelodeon or the electric piano we heard earlier has its original hammers for whatever that's worth. All right, Inner Circle Toddle. Let's try that again. We'll all say it together. Inner Circle Toddle. Okay. Stop it there. What do you guys think? CJ says this one's good, and I agree. I think this one's good. I was going to stop it. Let's just watch it. So he's being chased again by Mr. Potbelly, and they're under this really cool wagon. This is I don't know. I'm sure there's a proper name for it, but this is wagon with these trap doors where it can dump heavy loads. I think that is so cool. But he dumps all these stones on the guy, and you'll see. He buries him alive or not alive. So let's back up to that where he's being chased again. I'll back the roll up just a little bit. Okay, I think that's I think that one's a good fit for that. So this roll, the inner circle toddle. That's hard to say. Try it at home. I think that fits for that artist scene and after that. But now we've got later. And El Mundo said, with the keys of the piano, you can make a sound of melting. I'm not sure what you mean, and I'm afraid to experiment in front of a crowd. But if you can explain that, let me know. I don't know if you just mean glissandos or if you're talking blowtorch to the piano. Okay, later. So he's not being pursued anymore. And this is that woman from earlier. And the dog is still alive, thank goodness. I wonder, this is a more of a neutral sound. I know neutral scene. I wonder if we should go back to that roll that we used when he rode in on the train. Let's just try it. I think that was at sunset. I think it was. I'll have to go back and review. If anyone's following along at home and can correct me, please feel free. Let's try this roll. Sometimes it's fun to call back to rolls we've already used. And also, oh boy, this roll is just kind of shredding, but we'll just we'll push through it. Obviously, if we're going to use it for the movie, we'll have to doctor it up. So this is at sunset. All right. I don't think this one, it's too generic. Mark said because the woman and the dog have returned, maybe use the same reel from before, the same roll from before. Let's just try that. I don't remember which roll it is at this point. Oh boy. I think it was. I forgot. Well, we're going to try this one. Oh, no, we can't try this one. This is a roll that didn't rewind nicely. I think we're going to change rolls. All right, so we need a new roll for this later scene. If anyone has comments, suggestions, I know you don't know what I have at my disposal here. Feel free to chime in. So the scene where he interacts with this woman again. Let's try this one. It's the Mimi Waltz. Back it up. Ah! Whoops. That happens. It's live entertainment. Okay. kind of on the fence. Mark says that's a good change of pace, and I agree, but it's almost a little too dull. Let's see. Maybe try one other one. Someone has to go for supper and enjoy your supper. I don't know how to pronounce your username or your handle. Drawber? All right, let's try one different roll for this scene. It's a new day. And he has some one-on-one time with this lady. Oh, I don't know if you caught it. Somehow related to the Mr. Potbelly. So let's try pirouette. It might be too much in the same vein. Let's try it. All right, pirouette. What do you folks think? I think that was okay. There's not a whole lot going on in that scene. I think that's fine. So, if you absolutely hated it, please don't hesitate to chime in. But I think we're going to roll with that one, pun intended. And now, on to the next part of the scene where I think... I'm not sure, I should have rewound it, but we may or may not change roles here. But you see, Mr. Potbelly is back after his after escaping from the pile of rocks. That's right. And he turns out to be probably the father of the woman with the dog. Maybe I'll put this roll back in that we were playing, the pirouette. I shouldn't have taken it out so hastily. I'll fast forward this. This player piano has what's called the silencer, which I like. I can fast forward through the roll and advance it without playing it. It's very handy. It's more forward than fast, but it works. The Fotoplayer has a similar button, but it really goes fast, which is handy. I'll get to roughly where it was when I stopped it. Close enough. So this is Buster's now noticing for the first time he is in the same room as Mr. Potbelly. Mark says I like this roll so far. Me too. Now the question is, do we keep going with this roll or do we change it? So we'll keep playing here and see. I think it's a good fit still. Now, I like that. I was kind of on the fence about playing it through to where we have the close-up of his face and there's some building tension. I don't mind leaving it. It wasn't actually bad. I didn't hate it. But definitely in here we're going to need a roll change. Probably, I thought either when there is the close-up of his face or you'll see Buster jumps over his shoulders. Probably when he jumps over his shoulders. So I thought maybe here. Yeah, Mark says change up the jump, and I agree. Yeah, I think we'll change there. I'll let this play forward. You see he jumps through the transom window. And now is the big chase of the movie. And we're on the home stretch here, folks. So I'm gonna let this play, let you watch. I'm gonna try to find a chase roll. Here we go. So there's this big scene and a lot of gags with the elevator. There's this moment when he walks into the apartment of somebody loading a gun, looking at the mugshot of Buster there. Let's back it up to the jump right there. Wow. And I'm going to try this roll. Zip, a comedy general, and a gallop or chase. This roll might actually be a recut. Let's see. Yes, this is a recut roll, but that's fine. Yeah, I think that one really worked well. It towards the end there, it got a little kind of heavy, but I think overall that works. So that was Zip, which works for the whole elevator gag scene. Awesome. I think we nailed it, pun intended. And it looks like folks in the crowd like it as well. That's awesome. So now there's this bit of stop motion animation that reminds me so much of Beetlejuice. The elevator flies through the roof. He's gotten rid of Dad again, and now this is the final leg of the movie. We are almost there. And I maybe re-rolled the roll prematurely. I tend to do that, but I think this is where we're going to change roles here. So that's it. I'm hoping that's all mutual there, but they escape. They end up at a furniture store. There's a sign that says, "You furnish the girl and we furnish the home." And he carries her in. So that is our last scene. Because after that, it's the end. So I think we need one more roll. But before we do that, another intermission. This is now a live stream in 3 acts, I guess. So one more intermission, and then we will finish it off. I'll be back in a moment. This is Grandpa Spells. Sort of in tune. That's great. That was Grandpa's Spells. All right. Thank you, folks. Back at it here. This is the final scene. And I was browsing rolls while you listened there. So we need a roll for the scene where they run off, hopefully happily ever after. Christian has to go. Goodbye, Christian. Thank you for being here. So what I chose for this last scene is Mimi Waltz. Oop. I can't go through it again. Not yet. Not yet. Okay. Let's see. Mimi Waltz, which is... The role says neutral. We'll see. Let's just see what it does. It might not be enough. I'm already going to say no. We need something more celebratory. Not Mimi Waltz. Maybe Pollywog's Frolic. Again, just shooting from the hip here. It's a comedy general. It might be too general. We'll see. That's the fun thing about this is you just try, and if it works, you usually... If it doesn't work, you know. And if it does work, you also know. The music kind of tells you, which I like. All right, let's see what Pollywog's Frolic does. Nope. Not at all. It was kind of cool at first with that descending stuff, but now... Oh, come on. One last roll. Let's try... Flapperette. Oh, Mark had a great suggestion. We'll try that next. Mark said, could you maybe use the first roll to tie up the whole movie? That is a very good idea. Mark, you should be doing this. Let's try this one first and then go to that idea. This is Flapperette. If it wasn't obvious, I'm just guessing at all of this. That is a very good idea. And this roll not in the best shape either. No. Too light. So let's try Mark's idea of playing the first roll. Feels like yesterday. Jolly Trotters. The roll that we open with. Almost 2 hours ago. This movie is less than 25 minutes long, but this, you just can't rush the process. I think that's a great idea, Mark. I think that's what we'll do. We will end on the same roll we started with. Well, that's it. Thank you all for being here and doing this with me. So again, we'll end on, there it is, Jolly Trotters, the same roll we started with. I think this one's from Michael. Thank you, Michael, for that. So over here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We picked 12 rolls in the end for this movie. I will have to refine on when I'm going to do the changes. I'll have to go through repairing the rolls. I'll do that on my own time. The next time you'll hear these rolls will probably be with me using them in the Fotoplayer, and that's gonna be probably a couple months before I get the routine down and I'm able to share that. But these are the rolls we will likely use. So thank you everybody for helping with that and weighing in. It's definitely fun to do that with an audience. This is one of the first steps in putting together the silent film. I don't know how they did it back in the day. I mean, this took 2 hours, and the movie theater probably showed dozens of movies a week. And so this was someone's job to do this. It's really, really cool to think about that. In the meantime, someone did ask about the Time for Some Change series. I am still working on the electric piano. It'll be a while before that project's finished as well. It might be a couple weeks before I get another video out because I'm having some, not hang-ups, but working on the xylophone right now, and that's just taking longer than I expected, but that's how things go. But we will get there, and there will be a video on the xylophone. That'll probably be the next video you'll see on that project. And then probably 2 more videos in that series, and then that's wrapped up. So that's exciting. And Daniel said, take your time. Thank you, Daniel. I have to. You can't rush those things, just like this process as well. I guess that's it. So thank you all for being here. I appreciate it. Someone wants to hear the Nickelodeon one last time, and I think we'll wrap it up with that. So thank you all. Thanks again, Mark. Thanks, CJ and El Mundo. Thank you. You will see these rolls and hear these rolls again on the Fotoplayer with better framing, maybe better audio, and a more visible picture, but that's going to be a little bit yet. So, all right, one more song on the Nickelodeon or the electric piano. This is the 1927 Western Electric. Oh, and this reminds me, digging through my rolls for this project, I found I do have some duplicates. So if anyone wants to trade picture rolls, I've got duplicate picture rolls here to trade. No sense in me having duplicates. All right, one more song, and then that's it. This is going to be Sweet Man. All right. Like I said, that is it. Thank you all for being here. I appreciate it. It is really fun to share this with you guys. So again, if you want to see and hear these roles accompanying the silent movie proper, stay tuned. If you want, no pressure. All right, now how do I shut this thing off? Let's see, maybe that. Yeah. Bye.